Hi everyone, it's Amy from A Mum Full of Dreams here. I am starting a new series of videos about working parents during lockdown and how we are having to adapt to working from home with the little kiddies running around our ankles and trying to hold down a job. How do you get the work-life balance right when you are not able to leave the home? So today, for the first video, I would like to welcome the lovely Carla from My Bump to Baby. Hi Carla.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Stressed, but okay.
How are you finding it? You have a little boy, don't you?
Yeah. So I've got George, who's 3, which is like a three-nager. Literally tantrums from as soon as he wakes up, right, till when he goes to sleep. You have a few good moments, when he's eating chocolate or, with Easter, luckily, we've got a lot of chocolate in the house, so I've had a good day today. But yeah, it's hard work.
I've got so I have two boys. My eldest is 3 as well, so our two are very similar in age, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I totally relate. The amount of food we are getting through at the moment is crazy. I was like, oh, we'll go for one big shop and then we won't need to go for weeks. But you need like fruit and bread and crisps in within a week.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like being at the zoo, as soon as they like start playing up, it's like throw a bag of crisps in there, quick, in the middle of the call, and every time, I mean, we'll get onto this in a bit, but every single time I'm having to make a call or something, I have to like put enough chocolate that's going to last the full length of the call. So it's like, right, if it's 10 minutes, half a Easter egg. If it'll be a 20-minute one, a full one, it's just a forward planning really, but we're getting there. I'm the founder of My Bump to Baby, which is the UK's leading pregnancy to preschool directory. So we've got thousands of different pregnancy to preschool classes, groups and services that we offer throughout the UK. So we've got quite a few different sections, but we write reviews on days out, products and services. We've got over 500 bloggers on our app. We've got My Bump to Baby ambassadors that are starting to run their own local areas as well. And there's quite a few different areas. We also support businesses as well. So we've got a business lounge where we offer free downloads and templates, etc. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for, parents, but also parents in business as well, I suppose. What we've done is we've worked with a lot of the businesses that are on there, classes and groups, etc. We've invited them onto lives on our page, so to keep parents kind of sane. We have a regular class that comes on a Wednesday, each morning, a music class, so you can sit your child down, get a warm brew, or just reply to a few emails while you're catching up with things. But it's also trying to get more guest posts from pregnancy to preschool businesses. It's a really good time to look at other angles of your own business and see where the development needs to be done. So there's quite a few things that I wanted to do with My Bump to Baby, which when everything was full steam ahead, it's like literally I couldn't find hours in the day. But now what I'm actually doing is focusing on adding the booking system, which we have promised for quite a while. But as you can imagine, it's very difficult to kind of get it exactly how we want it. So we're focusing on that now, and also focusing on the big business lounge just to add some more training and stuff like that in there for pregnancy to preschool business owners. I'm just focusing on a few different areas really that we've been wanting to develop for some time, but probably not had the chance to, and just getting at the overall website and app working better, and just focusing on the design, getting the accounts up to date, blogs, etc. So it's just focusing on things we normally don't have time to do.
It's funny how your to-do list has just completely shifts, and all those things that you had as on the sort of like, oh, I'll do one day maybe in a few months time, suddenly it's like, I can dedicate some time to this now.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I know it is stressful, and honestly, I would much rather be in the office at work, dropping George off at school, being like, yes, see ya, and on my way to work. But I would much rather that. But, sometimes these hard times are the times where you think of things that you wouldn't have actually thought about before. So sometimes it can actually be a bit of a blessing to spend a bit of time on something else that you had a vision of you weren't sure about, and then all of a sudden you thought, hold on a minute, that'd be such a good idea. And it's just sometimes taking a step back from work a bit, although we are still working. Those times when you're cleaning the kitchen and you're dancing to Gloria Estefan, tell me I'm not alone. You have these crazy ideas and you're like, oh, that could work. And then, so sometimes it's a good thing. You know, a bit of a break is sometimes good, because I was obsessed with working all the hours God sends before. So I'm very lucky that he is so lazy, right? I'm sorry, everyone, because you're probably like, what a cow, you know, and he is lazy. But, you know, in other areas, it's annoying, like getting him up for school, you know, I'll get the odd slap to the face now and again, you know, but now I'm not having to do that. It's quite handy, actually, because he wakes up usually after 9, sometimes after 10. The other day it was 12. I actually couldn't believe it. I didn't know why. I don't know why. But anyway, we're obviously tiring him out enough in the day, thank goodness. But so what I'm doing is setting an alarm for 6 a.m. Sounds really early, but if I can get to bed just early enough, if I can work from 6 till 9, that's 3 hours there. And then what I'll do is make up the other 3 to 4 hours in the evening, a lot of the time. Or some days, do you know what? I've just thought, do you know what? There's no pressure. Just enjoy yourself and see it as a bit of, there's no, I'm a nightmare, because what I do is I'm constantly working. And my husband's like, you don't need to do that though. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I want to. So for me, it's been all about, actually, do I have to do this? Will this make a massive difference to my life? And it's almost been like, no, do you know what? It doesn't. Let's just enjoy a night together. Let's enjoy our tea together and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm trying to just balance my times a bit differently, really. But where I can, 3 hours in the morning and then about 3 hours at night, really. What about you? Are you the same?
I have, so my other half, Luke, is a teacher, and so he at the minute isn't, I mean, it's Easter holidays right now, but he at the minute isn't in. He's going to have to go in, it's looking like 1 day every 3 weeks,
Wow.
to help with key workers kids, but it's not, that is it. Other than that, it's work from home for him, so he's
Yeah.
sending lessons in for the kids to do online, he's chasing
Oh,
up
that's good.
like that. So what we're doing is we're splitting the days in half. So one of us gets the morning, the other one gets the afternoon.
Oh, that's great.
Spend it either working, or today I did a bit of work, I went out for a jog and I had a shower. And
Mm.
being able to have 20 minutes in the shower without the kids disturbing me, it's such a rarity. It's like, yeah, okay, this is our chance to get our time. So whether
Mm.
if one of us wants to have a nap, if we want to go for a walk, that's our time that we go and do that and spend like away from the kids, because I love those boys to death, but I just need a bit
Mm.
of space from them. And being out on my jog earlier today with the like Ministry of Sound chill out session playing,
Oh, yeah.
it's just like, I could be back 20 years ago. Or
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the trouble. I'd end up wanting to go to a pub then, you see. I'll end up jogging in with a bottle of wine. But no, do you know, that's such a good balance. See, my husband, he's working like full time still, but from home. And because he's employed and I'm self-employed, obviously mine, you know, is more around when I can, whereas he's upstairs from 9 till 5 in the study, and he just doesn't really, we see him now and again when he wants a brew or something like that, but that's his working hours, really. So it can be quite stressful, because it's kind of like a bit of jealousy sometimes, I must admit. Like when he's working and, you know, he's not having to deal with the tantrums and all that, I'm like, oh, deep down. But, you know, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. When you're getting paid to work still, you know, that's the most important thing, really.
I have read a few articles about sort of like the balance between mum and dad, and sort of
Mm.
in both our circumstances we're self-employed, so you're absolutely bang on. We have the flexibility of being able to do it at different times,
Mm.
and probably actually take a step back when we feel we need to. When if you're working for someone, you might not have that flexibility. But the worry is that women are going to end up, the mums are going to end up taking the burden, and we're going to end up falling back a bit behind in our businesses, behind
Mm.
in our careers. Do you ever are you sort of feeling a bit of that, or do you reckon you guys have got it down?
Well, it's always a bit of a worry, but then sometimes, that some of my best ideas have come when something else hasn't worked as I've wanted it to, or when I've needed to when we first started the directory, we had free listings, and then we introduced something called like a premium listing. And I was like, all we need is this amount of people. It'll be easy. And then they didn't do it. And, I'm so glad they didn't now, because what happened was then I had to think of other things. So sometimes that may well happen, but then it will trigger something to make you come back bigger and stronger, is always what I think. So try not to dwell too much on that, but also it's allowing me at the moment the focus to think about the other avenues and income streams I want to add to the business, and give me the time to do that, so that if anything like this happened again, I won't be in a position where I am as I am now. I'm kind of realizing that this could happen at any time. Unfortunately, hopefully it doesn't for a long time, but you just want to make sure you're covered, in any way possible. And I saw something years ago that said, like, you've made it when you're earning while you sleep. And that me really is, you want to be able to flexibly work around your family, but you also want to be able to make sure that you're covered, for all different if you can add multiple income streams to your business, then great. I think it's just about thinking outside the box sometimes, isn't it? So although it may well be that women end up falling a bit behind if they are self-employed, or anyone self-employed, I think sometimes just having that bit of time where you're not as busy is probably a good thing as well, because you can put a lot of pressure on yourself being a business. And sometimes when you take your foot off the gas and you think, actually, hold on a minute, I'm just putting all this work in it, I'm not actually earning that much less. I am entitled to a bit of a break now and again.
Give other mums in business one tip to get through the next however many weeks we're going to be stuck like this. What do you think the biggest bit of advice you could give someone about working from home with the kids around?
Right. Well, this is one that I may not have invented it, but I feel like I did, because I thought of it, but someone's probably thought of it before. But anyway, what I do every single morning is, like, I put a big list down on it. It's like a brain dump kind of thing. I write down literally everything that's on my mind, and then everything that I need to do, I look at the list from the day before that I haven't done, put it all down there, and then what I do is I put, and next to each task, I make a big list, and I put brackets of minutes, how many minutes things are going to take. So under 10 minutes, under 30 minutes, under 1 hour, over 1 hour. And then what I do is, I kind of, when George is engrossed in something, and I know it's only going to be 5 minutes till he needs me again, I'll do the 5 or 10 minute tasks. And then, like, if he's gone for a nap or something and I've got a bit more time, then I'll go for the hour plus task, because the last thing you want to do is start those hour plus tasks, and then you're getting disturbed, mummy, because it's often something that you really need to be really concentrating on, isn't it? So I try and get a big list of my 5 to 10 minute tasks done throughout the day, and then by the end of the night it might only be a couple of things that are an hour plus, and then I just focus on them when I've got a bit more time to myself, if you know what I mean.
What do you think in terms of work? How do you think things are going to change for people? Because you see, obviously, everybody working from home at the moment. And I
Yeah.
think my fear is there's going to be a bit of a sort of trepidation of working from home or working for yourself, because it's scary when it's like this. Do you think people will be more open or less open to the sort of world of flexible working?
It might be a case that actually businesses realise that they don't actually need an office anymore. And a lot more people end up working from home. But also, I do feel sorry for people that ring in sick now and again, because I think they're going to be expected to work a lot more from home as well. But I don't know. I think I see what the thing that I think happens is, you either can work from home and you're okay being on your own working from home. A lot of people, though, I think, will miss the actual going into an office, having a bit of banter, so I don't know, really. I don't know. I mean, I personally, if they've got, like you say, if they are working from home and they enjoy it, they might kind of just think, I'm going to make that jump. What's the difference? May as well try and work for myself. What do you think will happen?
I'd love to see it. I'd definitely love to see it. I think hearing people who I know have sort of, they've joked about, oh, you sit at home and watch Jeremy Kyle all day and things like that, and you just think you don't know how much effort I put in. There'll be days where I don't stop, from dropping the boys off at nursery to, to like dealing with the 7-month-old baby at the same time as trying to get content out and things like that. So I think that attitude might have changed, just opening people's ideas up to, actually there is this world outside of the 9 to 5, traveling in,
Mm.
rush hour commute, beginning and end of the day, things like that. We can do life without all of those things.
Do you know what I'm coming across at the moment is two types of people. Sorry, I don't know if I can swear on this, but arseholes and really, really nice people. Like, there's no one in between at the moment. So I was outside the post office today queuing, and everyone's chatting, and it was so nice. Then you get the odd tit, that just is a tosser, really. But there's no one that's like not either way at the moment. Like, I feel like everyone is being a lot more kind to each other, really.
Yeah.
Most people are being more kind to each other, and I just hope that, that people come together more after this, and actually, like you said, I suppose I didn't think of it like that. I've had a lot of comments in the past of things like that as well, like, oh yeah, how was Jeremy Kyle, oh but you had a nap this afternoon and stuff. And honestly, it really annoys you, doesn't it? Because it's like, hold on, you don't know what it's like. But I do think, I really hope that the world improves because of this. And sometimes, you never know whether these kind of things are meant to happen to make people realize what actually they have. Because I put a post on my Instagram the other day saying, like, for years you kind of work your hardest to do all this stuff, and you want to build your business and stuff, when actually, in the grand scheme of things, when something like this happens, all you want is, you want to see the people you love and you want to spend time with them. And you actually realize that all of those things that you're chasing, although it's great, and gosh, it won't stop me wanting to chase all those things, but makes you realize how insignificant things are sometimes.
Yeah.
uh,
Absolutely spot on, and that is a really, really nice note to end on, Carla. So thank you. That's
yes,
really great.
yes,
So
it was lovely speaking to you anyway. Thank you for having me.
you as well. Thanks ever so much.